Hey everyone, it's Danielle and welcome back to Rosetta Vera. Today we are finally swatching the Sharpie Special Edition, what was this, Skin Tones? So these are Sharpie markers. These are fine permanent markers. There's 12 in a pack. I don't see anywhere where they're called skin tone, but I think like that was how they were listed and that was the expectation. So some things you should know about these Sharpies. These are special edition again. I got mine from Amazon. Sharpies marks on most surfaces. They have bold, fine tips that make impressive marks. They're quick drying, fade and water resistant ink. And Sharpies normally come in a couple of different points like ultra fine, twin point, retractable, and chisel. I don't know if we'll get these colors in the other points, but they came in the fine point. So let's open these and get to swatching. I may do some arranging of the colors to put some of the colors that are similar close together. So let's do that real quick. All right, I think that's the closest we're gonna get. I have a little bit of glare coming off my light, but I think that's the closest we're gonna get to color families. So let's just take a look at the actual pen. So again, this is a Sharpie fine point permanent marker. There are no names of colors on these, so I have done this with other pens where I like wrote in a number on the pen or something. The only problem with that is it does rub off. But like if you were trying to do a swatch chart and you wanted to know which pen is which, you could possibly take like a black permanent marker and write, you know, number 1 on the barrel or something like that so that you know which color is which. But we're just gonna swatch these straight. So let's see what that fine point looks like just as a reminder. These are going to be a little bit different than like, let's say a broad line Crayola marker where like they have a tip, but then they have the sides where you could do wider stripes of color. You could sort of kind of do that with these, but they're pretty much made to like either write with, and if you're going to color, just color straight. So, yeah. I will say my concern with these is just from using Sharpies and art projects is how long are these colors going to last? Are you going to run out of ink pretty quickly? And I'm not going to be able to tell you that in this swatching video. I might keep an eye on them on Amazon to see if I can score a second pack. I do plan on buying the ultimate one of the ultimate Sharpie sets because they're on sale at Michael's right now. It might not be when I post this video, but right now they are on sale. But yeah, that would be my only concern. Like if these turned out to be great, this special edition, am I gonna be able to replace the colors if they run out and they dry out? So let me get my notebook out. And let's start swatching them. So again, you have that fine tip. I'm starting from hopefully lightest to darkest. Again, they have no color names. So we're just swatching them saying Sharpie. So I'm gonna just throw some music behind this and you'll see them swatched out. So those are all 12 colors of the Sharpie Skin Tones pack. Um, so a couple of weeks back, I had swatched a pack of skin tone markers. I'm trying to remember what they're called because they're not in front of me right now. And I remember saying that they leaned very neutral, like they almost felt green in a way. I will plop in the name of those markers because I can't remember. I think they were Spectrum Noirs. These lean a little more yellow in some places. So they're a lot warmer than those markers were. So when I was they were Spectrum Noirs. When I was reviewing those, I was saying that I think you would need to bring in some other markers just to kind of either warm the skin or cool the skin, or like just to kind of make the skin not look dead if you were using those for skin tone. These are a little warmer, so you're going to get a little bit richer of that skin tone. That being said, I feel like in the darker colors, it's harder to see differences. Like I can clearly see the difference in these 4 tones and these 4 tones, but here it's a little harder to kind of see the difference in the tone. So like these are those 4 markers, and I feel like they're kind of close. So that's something to think about. Now it's possible when you're covering more area of paper, the differences pop out even more. And probably as they dry it down, they pop out more. And also depending on what kind of material you're using these on, you might be able to see them better. This paper is a little on the yellow side. So maybe on bright white, I could see the difference in these colors a little bit better, but they look very similar. Like this one stands out as being darker, but the other 3 to me look like, from where I'm sitting, where I'm getting light from the sun and also light from my ring light, they look very similar. They perform like your average Sharpie. They smell like your average Sharpie. So there's nothing unfamiliar about these. I mean, they're just that they were trying to hit skin tone. And I think they did in some places. Like this Sharpie, these 2 right here are definite skin tones. Like, no doubt about it. The other ones, you might have to play with a little bit to get brown skin. And I've never tried to blend Sharpies, so I'm not going to tell you it can be done because I don't know if it can be done. So we could try here a little bit. Sharpies don't strike me as the type of markers you can blend, but if you're a better artist than me, you may be able to make those blend nicely. So I'm not going to tell you it's impossible. I'm going to say I've never tried to do it. Let's check. There's definitely bleed through and ghosting. So that's something to think about. So if you were thinking about using these in coloring books, that's probably a no-no because there definitely was some bleed through there. So if you are going to use these in a coloring book or something like that, it has to be like a one-sided coloring book, and you would definitely have to put something in between the pages so that you don't bleed through on the next page. I saw someone say that Sharpie markers were alcohol markers. I don't believe they are. So that's another reason I don't know. I don't know how well you could blend with these. So I'm not going to tell you that they're blendable. I do think it's a nice addition to Sharpie's lineup. I'm sure it is, you know, Sharpie jumping on a trend, recognizing that people are looking for more skin tone options, realizing that the world does come in more shades than just 4. 12 colors is really not enough to address all those shades. But I think it is an interesting offering in Sharpie's lineup. Yeah, so I mean, from the standpoint of skin tone markers, it's just more to add to my collection of skin tones because I have the Spectrum Noirs, I have Crayolas, so it's just more for me to work with. Quality, they're Sharpie quality. Sharpie quality is always good. It's just a matter of finding the right thing to use them on, because some things Sharpies work better on than others. But other than that, I mean, I'll put the price here. I don't think it's a bad thing to add to your collection of markers. I think that, again, if you're looking for more skin tone markers, it's a decent set to add. It's just kind of figuring out what you're going to use them for and how, like I said, if you know how to blend Sharpies, go you. That's not something I've ever tried. And of course, you could use these colors for more than just skin tones. I mean, you can use them in landscapes if you wanted to, you know, draw the sky at different points of time in the day. If you wanted to draw earth and, like, you know, desert backgrounds and things like that, it's definitely, you're going to get a few more shades that you probably haven't had before. So don't just think it's for skin tones. And maybe that's why they're not called skin tone markers. It's just more they're filling out their browns. So I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to add to these swatches. They're going to go on my new pen case. Well, maybe it won't go on my new pen case since I'm going to order that ultimate set. But yeah, that's about it. As always, thank you for spending time with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.